Hey, how is everybody? Lou from RV Habit. I just got myself a new battery solar generator. They're real popular right now, and I got a 12-volt cooler, so I was really interested in getting one. I did a lot of research. There's a lot of them out there, and they're very heavily marketed. I went with the Bluetti. I'm going to tell you why after I unbox it. Bluetti was nice enough to actually send this to me so I could check it out. But let's unbox it and I'll show you why I like it. Let's open this up. It comes with, I guess, your instructions and some manuals. This is okay, so this is your power brick. This is what you can charge it with off of 120 volt, you know, your typical house current. And you can also charge it off 12 volt, you know, cigarette lighter. You can charge it from that. And they even give you the cables if you bought the solar pack. I did not get the solar pack with this, but if you have solar panels or Bluetti sells portable solar panels, these are the MC4 connections for that, and a tying strap. And then underneath, we've got, get this out of here. Oh, and this is the Bluetti. Okay, let's put this down and take a look at it. So this is the EB55 Bluetti, and there's a couple reasons I like this one, and this is the one I went with. The first is it has lithium iron phosphate batteries, and what that means is, unlike a lot of the other ones, this will allow you to charge it about 2,500 times all the way to 100% and take it down all the way to 0% before the batteries start degrading. And after about 2,500, they say you'll only get about 80% of the battery life, which is phenomenal. I mean, you'll end up getting a new one before you do that. That's almost 6 years of use every day before this starts to degrade. That's just phenomenal. It also has a 700 watt pure sine inverter, and that's what you want. You want a pure sine inverter, especially you're going to be using this to possibly use your computer, your laptops, your electronics. You need pure sine inverter. It also has some USB-A ports, right? There's 4 of them, and then there's a USB-C port that actually outputs 100 watts. Super. It has 4 outlets that you can use, so you don't need a power strip. It actually gives you room to plug some stuff in. A lot of them come with 1 outlet, and then you end up having to put a power strip in and plug that in. Your DC output, it has your standard 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter, and it also has 2 barrel plugs, and these barrel plugs are the more common ones. You'll see there's a couple different sizes. These are what they call 5521s, which is 5.5 millimeters by 2.1 millimeters. So these are the more common barrel plugs for DC when you get it. And to use any of these, there's a little button here. You just press the button and it'll turn this bank on. If you want to use this bank, you turn this button on. If you want to use the DC bank over here, you turn that button on. So real nice. Now the screen indicates your battery percentage in 20% increments. You could see it was shipped with 80%. It also will tell you your input wattage and your output wattage. So when you're charging it, it's going to tell you how many watts you're inputting, and when you're outputting, it'll tell you how many watts you're outputting. And let me just go back to the charger. This allows dual charging, which almost none of them do. So I could charge it through solar and 120 volt at the same time. It can take up to 400 watts of power to charge this very, very, very quickly. So that's a real cool benefit. And on top, it has a wireless charging for your phone. You could just lay your phone here and it has wireless charging on top. Now, most of them have that big handle here. Another reason I like this, it's flat, you can store it very easily, and the handle actually folds away in the top. And on the back, and I will definitely be using this, I use one of those little 4D cell lanterns at the campsite. This actually has a light on it. And let me turn the DC on, I think it's on. So you could turn the light on and it has low, high, and the third is SOS. But this will light up a small area in your campsite. Unlike a lot of them, they have just a little spotlight, which really, for something like this, you're not going to carry it around for a flashlight. This is much more useful. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to charge this up. And again, primarily I bought this for my new 12-volt refrigerator I have. So I'm going to charge this up, and then that's the first thing I'm going to test is that 12-volt refrigerator. I want to see how long it lasts. But to charge it up, I'm going to use this power brick. And I'll plug it in here. Now when you plug it in, you'll see a green light come on. Okay, that means you have power here. But when you're charging, this should turn to red, and it'll indicate that the unit's charging. So I'll plug it in, and it'll take a second, but it should turn to red. It does turn to red, and it's telling me that this charger's delivering right now 209 watts to charge this, which will charge this very, very quickly. But you can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, there's a fan in this brick that operates when it's on, because it is delivering a lot of watts. So that's fantastic that it's putting in 210 watts. Couldn't be happy with that. So we're gonna let this charge up before I do any testing. But once it's charged up, we'll do some testing. I really have high expectations for it. I forgot to tell you the size. It really is, it's tiny. It's 11 inches across, it's 8 inches high, and just under 8 inches deep, which really makes this compact. And the last thing is, I don't think I said it, this is a smaller unit. Bluetti sells many different sizes. This is the smaller one. This is basically for small electronics, 12-volt refrigerators, stuff like that. It's not going to be for heavy appliance use. So if you have a big coffee pot, this is not going to do it. Coffee pots pull 1,500 watts. If you have a small camping coffee pot that's under 700 watts, this will do it. But again, the inverter is only 700 watts. This is only a 500 watt solar generator. So this is the smaller one, but they definitely sell some bigger ones if that's what you're interested in. So this is my Set Power 12-volt cooler, and I keep it full of beverages. So this is going to be a real-world test. You can see I'm in and out of here multiple times a day. So this test is going to include opening and closing this constantly. But we're going to plug it into the Bluetti, which is now fully charged. I'll turn on the DC output, and we'll plug it in. And we're going to see how long this takes. This is set for 38 degrees. On the standard, it's set for low battery protection and minimum compressor speed. And we'll see what time it is here. It's just 4 o'clock on Thursday, and let's see if we can get the temperature out here, because it's hot. So it's 90 degrees outside right now, and that's pretty typical. All day long it's going to be 90 degrees, and we're going to see how long this lasts. Okay, we'll check back in a little bit. So we're here back. It is 5 o'clock on Friday. It's exactly 25 hours after I first started this test, and I'm at 60%. So it's used 40% of its life, which is about what I expect. I expect this to run about 2 days, 48 hours on this box. This pulls about 33 watts when the compressor's running. But so far so good. So I'm at 60% after 25 hours. We'll check back when it dies. So this ended up running that 12-volt refrigerator for 52.5 hours, which is just over 2 days. I couldn't be happier. I did notice in the lower left-hand corner when the battery got really low and needed to recharge, a red light comes on, a little red battery light comes on, letting you know that you need to charge this. Now, to charge this, I used the AC adapter, and I charged it in 2 hours and 40 minutes. They claim, you know, roughly 3 hours. I did it in under 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Again, couldn't be happier. And you could also add solar to this and charge it at the same time at twice that rate. And if you use the 12-volt adapter to charge it, that only inputs a maximum of 100 watts, so it will take you longer to charge it if you're charging it on 12 volt. And while testing this and everything worked fantastic, I did notice there was a little sign up here that says ECO, E-C-O, and through my research I found that what that is, and it came on out of the box, is if you have your inverter on and it's pulling less than 20 watts for over 4 hours, it will shut the inverter down to save the battery life, you know, if you forget it on or something. Now, if you're using something that's pulling under 20 watts and you want it to stay on, you can disable that eco mode. But I love it. It's small, it's compact, 13 outputs. It does everything it says. And Bluetti makes a wide range of these. The next one up is the EB70. If you need some more power, that's got 700 watt hours instead of 537. But do your research. There's a lot of these marketed, and they all have their pros and cons. I'm going to do an article on my website, rvhabit.com. I'll leave some more technical specifications. I'll also put the user's manual in PDF form for you to do some more research. But I really do appreciate you watching. As always, I'll see you soon.